Hello, everybody, and welcome to James C. Stark Radio. How's everybody doing today? We got a great special guest in the house today, Mr. Tony Noyes, the artiste impresario himself. He is a musician, a songwriter, a movie maker, a director. This guy does all kinds of stuff. Welcome, Tony. How you doing today, bud?
I'm doing good, man. How are you, Jim?
I'm great, and it's so cool to finally get you in here. We've been talking for so long, and you told me so many cool things that you got going on. You got to share this with everybody. Tell me about this movie project you're doing.
Oh, God.
Either one. I have to cut you out. Tell me first about the cowboy one. That's so cool. I love that one.
I knew it was going to go there, which I have absolutely no problem doing that. I'm very proud of that one and the attention that it's gotten so far. And I'm just finishing it up. It's actually a sizzle reel, just a short film. Sizzle reel you usually do about a minute to 5 minutes, and I just overdo shit all the time, you know? I don't know how to do, you know, my Claws, the first movie that I did, or short film, I should say, I plan on doing about 15 minutes, and it turned out to be 38 minutes, because I'm like, I got to put that shit in there, I got to do this. Mm-hmm. So, you know, you just got to tell the story. So what I did is I kind of covered all the bases. I made something that is going to cover the 5 minutes for a sizzle reel, which is to pitch to make the feature. Gotcha. For anybody out there that doesn't know that. It's just a sizzle. You got a minute, then you got a few minutes, and then 5 minutes if they want to see more, if they care about it and want to invest or, you know, help you out with it. And so this turned out, I think it's going to be around 13 minutes, and we just went all out on this thing. I mean, we went out to my friend Rick Wyckoff, who is also in the film. He plays Sheriff Higgins. He helped me secure the location. He was doing shows, him and a bunch of people.
Can you share that location, or is that your secret?
Yeah, it's Pioneer History Living Museum.
You did do it there.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, it was
all right.
Great.
Awesome.
And those guys are great over there.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they were just very accommodating, and luckily they're not open a couple days of the week. So They said these 2 days you can have, you know. Mm-hmm. So, you know, we had to schedule everybody, but Rick had helped me go in there and speak with them there, and his buddy Doc. They put on shows there. They do reenactments, and so his knowledge of the Old West was great. That helped me out, you know. He's got the guns and the, you know, the clothes, the uniforms. I called them costumes, and they went, "No, these are uniforms." Make sure you don't call them a costume, man. Yeah. And then I have Pete Black's. God, Black. That's fucked up. So Mr. Pete Blackbone.
Got it right this time.
Yeah, it's Blackbone. I always call him Blackstone. Or because he's in a Guns N' Roses tribute, or he was doing that for a while. Okay. So every time I call him, I go, "We've been dancing with Mr. Blackstone and Blackbone," and put it all into a song. So anyway, I always screw up his name. But anyway, he had these uniforms, if you will, and not costumes.
Uniforms.
But he has this downstairs room in his house that's just packed with everything from the Civil War to Western, and he's got Indian garb, you know, Native American.
Yeah.
Museum
down there.
Yeah, everything you think of. So I went through and I started out with this Western idea, and I went, you know what we could do with all this? I mean, my God. And he said, yeah, let's do something. So he got involved with his knowledge. So, you know, without those two, it wouldn't be as accurate as it is, as far as weaponry and bullets and what they were wearing or... You know,
awesome. So
certain things.
Kind of like your continuity directors almost.
Right, because you know guys
keeping it real and bringing the dude authentic.
You know they're going to look at it and go, all right, they didn't have that kind of hat, you know, back then.
But it's so cool, though. You guys have to see this. Tell everybody where they can see a copy of this Sizzler, or the Sizzle Reel.
Well, I don't have it out right now, but the trailer is on Facebook. I also have it on my Twitter. And I think I have it on YouTube as well, on Noisecraft Pictures on YouTube.
Okay.
And so you can see at least a little bit of it. That thing's gotten a huge amount of views, which is great. I'm very grateful for that. And
I can't remember where I saw it the first time, but that's what made me contact you. Because when I saw that, I was like, wait a second, because we were already friends then, but I had no idea you were doing that. And I was like, oh, wait a minute, I got to talk to Tony.
Yeah.
This is cool. That was so different. It was so cool.
Yeah, well, I hope so.
I hope it does. I really hope it goes somewhere because it's neat. Hopefully maybe everybody listening can push and help him out a little bit, you know. And
pass it around, you know, get the word out. I'll tell you what, I had a couple people, I'm doing another film with Sun Studios in Tempe now. I've kind of gotten involved with some of their stuff. And some of the people that work there, you know, I've been doing films, or working in films, acting, and in local productions, and probably for about 15 years. God, has it been that long? 20? I don't even want to say that.
Oh,
Makes me
that
feel
old?
so old. But no, it's been about 20 years, but I learned how to do all that shit along the way, and finally I went, a lot of the films never got made. Or we didn't see them, or, I'd say, hey, can I get some of that footage for my reel? And never saw it, so I go, fuck it, I'm going to make films myself and learn how to do it. But a good friend of mine there, when we got involved, she saw the trailer, and she said, congratulations on your Hollywood film that you got a role in. And I go, well, what Hollywood film is that? When did I get a role in? She goes, that Western thing. Yeah. So what a compliment. I go,
cool.
She goes, that's your film? And I go, yeah. She goes, I thought it was some California Hollywood production, which is a huge compliment, So we took the time to do it right. I wanted to make sure that this was as good as it gets. And I asked my son about, what should we do? Vampires, zombies are everywhere. Let's do something. And he goes, oh, no, Dad, you got to do zombies. Are you kidding? They're in. That's what we love. Nobody's going to give a shit about a vampire or whatever. What was that other movie with all the vampires that glistened when they went in the sun? What is that?
Oh, which they all did
or
that.
whatever.
They all glisten when they went there.
He said, you know how to do that movie.
I know what you mean.
But I forget the name of that one. But so anyway, it's going really well. So I don't know. The thing about making these films and these sizzle reels and these short films, like my one Claws that I made, the short film, it's still tied up in film festivals. And when you put it in a film festival, they don't want you to go show it online because they want people to come buy tickets and come see it there.
Right.
So I submitted it to a bunch of film festivals, and now for 2 years it's been tied up from past the release date. And I put it on Amazon. I was ready to release it at the beginning of this year. Well, actually, kind of last year in December. And there's a local one called FearCon that's going to be at Sun Studios. They're having a film fest.
When?
And
do you know when that?
That is in October.
Okay.
October, I want to say 16th, 15th, something like that. You can go to fearcon.com, check it out. And anyway, she goes, I love the film. Can we put it in there in our film fest? And we'll do a couple of your other short films and kind of make a block of a Tony block or whatever. Yeah. And I was just honored. I said, that's cool. So anyway, that ties it up for a little longer, so I can't release it. So I'd love that's a long answer.
That's okay. That's good.
When is it going to be released? I don't know on this zombie Western. I hope to be able to release it because we're going to do a feature.
Right.
And somebody, we get involved. The studio has already expressed interest, so we're going to talk about it when it's done. Screen it there.
Good. God, wish you luck on that.
Yeah, hopefully
it's so cool. I don't want to give anything away.
It's so much fun.
You got to see it. You got to get it out there.
Yeah, go on Facebook or go to my Twitter and check it out. It's a lot of. It was fun. We were just shooting guns and putting on cowboy uniforms and rolling around in the dirt.
Indians,
it was fun, man.
Great.
Yeah.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from here, Phoenix, Arizona.
Right here.
Born and raised. I lived out of the state probably 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
I lived in Washington State for a bit and California for a little bit, and just ended up here.
Yeah,
desert rat.
I love it here.
Yeah,
I have everything here. Like a lot of people are like, how can you handle it? Like a lot of my friends back east, and it's like, you know what? Any direction in a couple hours, we're in a different climate here anyway. It's beautiful.
Yeah, well, I love it for relaxation purposes, but for the business aspect, I love going to California. I love going where the action is as far as cameras and music, and it's very exciting out there. So I love that, but there's a lot about California I don't like. But I love the beach and the weather out there. I'm one of those that burn high sweat in 40-degree weather. So I've been out here all my life. I'm like, why do I stay here?
You sing now. You've been singing for quite a few years. And
yes.
I know you, at one time, you were in a handful of cover bands at the same time.
Yeah.
And you got original music as well. Tell me, we never really do cover bands on here or nothing, but I'm going to make an exception today just because you've done so many different ones.
I got to comment on that.
Yeah, then we're going to get to your original stuff. So tell me a little bit about your cover days.
What's funny is like you and many others know me for the covers and know me for playing these roles in tribute bands and things like that.
Definitely an actor.
That's what. That's what.
Entertainer.
That really brought me to the front.
Excuse me.
Got a lot of people's attention here, and it's funny. I've been doing original stuff ever since I was a kid. I wrote a bunch of music and went all the way up probably till 30. Showing my age now. But yeah, when I was I did it for a long time in originals, and we'd go out and play and try to shop at the labels and
Sure.
And do all that stuff. And, I said, fuck it, I want to make some money. So I was asked to do a cover project and sing all these screamy songs, Guns N' Roses, Skid Row, and I really didn't know if I could do that. And do a full set of it. And so I went to the audition, and they hired me on the spot. And I went, okay, I guess I can, do this. So I got into it, and then it just kind of rolled and started making money. And I went, ooh, this is kind of cool. This is something I never seen. With the original stuff, you're lucky if you sell some CDs. I have boxes of original CDs from 2000. Yeah, from before 93. I have boxes. Actually, the 93, the one I made with Deadwood in 1993. Those demos or those CDs just sold out. I want you to know that. That 1,000 just sold out. It's 2019. Congratulations. It takes a while to get rid of them. But I have boxes of them in my garage. The wife and I are thinking about doing a music floor where we do the CDs on the floor and then you seal them in.
Yeah, right?
I got that many fucking CDs. Yeah. That's how many I didn't sell. But it's a labor of love and you do it for fun. And I thought, fuck, we're going to sell a bunch of these. And you buy 1,000. My bass player's going, how about we start with 300? Yeah, no, right. Let's do 1,000.
Let's think big.
Think big. And
now we're tiling our kitchen floor.
Right, now we're doing, our house, our whole house. our whole house, our garage, and our backyard is all CDs.
Well, that's too bad you didn't make albums. You have some nice big shingles for the roof.
Yeah, those are good wall art, too, man.
Yeah, there you go. How did you get your start in all this?
Well, I wanted to mention this before we go to the next question. I did want to say I got into about 9 bands because it just steamrolled into this next. I started singing for the Rock Addicts and I started singing for Romeo Sin because they asked me hey, we want to do this high screamy stuff, and then I got into a Guns N' Roses tribute. Well, I started that one actually later on, but I got into a Motley Crue tribute. I got into a Kiss. Asked to do a Kiss tribute, so I started really. I was in demand, which was great. I was turning down gigs because there was so many of them, but I had 9 going at once.
That was the number right there. I can't remember 6, 7, but it was 9.
I wanted to hit 10 just to say what just to round it off.
Yeah, right on.
But I was like, I can't fucking do it. It's too many.
Now, really, how of those 9? Let's see what were they? I know we had Kiss, we had Motley Crue,
the Guns N' Roses. I was doing the Rock Addicts, Romeo Sin, Sons of Chaos, Sex Band. What else we do? I was doing the Sex Band. I was doing a solo Tony Noyes thing that I was going out every now and again while I was playing with League of the Forgotten Saints. Yeah, that was it.
Okay, so you're a little bit.
And
that all really? That's it?
Well, these kind of crossed over because I started with League of the Forgotten Saints doing 80s stuff there, and then I did a couple solo gigs, and I guess that brought some tension. But then I went into the Sex Band, which was kind of the 80s type same thing that continued on. I mean, I created this character that was, in fishnet and this all out. I mean, if you see in The Dirt, the Crew movie, I was trying to go there. Tommy Lee with the fucking Speedos and David Lee Roth had assless chaps, so did Axl Rose. So I took all of those 80s elements and put it into one. And it took me a while to even step on the stage in chaps. And my drummer's like, you got to do it. He kept telling me. I'm like, I don't think I could do that. He goes, you got to wear the G-string in the back with your ass hanging out. I go, man, I don't think I could do that, dude. So it took months and months and months. And one day I bought one. And I said,
went for it.
I go, I'm going to fucking shock him. I wanted to shock the band members. And that was...
Well, the drummer's got to stir at it all night anyway.
Right. That's why I wonder why. Why the hell are you pushing that?
Right.
What's up with that, dude? But, hey, I'll give you a little thrill and do it one night.
That's going to keep the beat, man.
I think he was sorry about that. He was thinking about the chicks, He goes, the chicks will love it. But,
after about back there with him.
The 4th gig, he's like, all right, I'm over that. I don't want to look at his fucking gooch anymore. So, so I did it one night. And then it just kind of caught on. Then the crowds got bigger. The women rushed to the front, and I mean, women are wild.
Yeah, they're a lot.
They get wild. So it was fun and it was successful, I think. But anyway, at a time when I'm a creative guy, I'm an artist. I wrote my own. I did a lot of original stuff, and then I go all covers, and I'm thinking, fuck, I don't want to do. My creativity needs to get out.
Yeah.
And you think, wow, I could do it at the same time, but you really, with 9 bands, you can't. It's to the max.
Yeah, how did you even find time for anything doing that? Jeez.
Well, that and working on some films. There was a time when they all crossed over, and that's when I went.
Doing is working.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember it was hard enough when I was I have a little secret too. I'm actually singing in about a week. We'll talk about that in a second.
All right.
Well, but anyway, I back in the day when we were playing, I can remember playing the show all night, and this is like every day. I'm sure you did this. We all did this, I'm sure. But we had our day jobs, and they always sucked. Is there anything we could do just to pay our rent so we can get the band practice?
Right.
You know? But I remember
And
getting
pay for
home from the
CDs.
show, you headlining the act, you're not even finishing up till midnight, 1 o'clock. And back then, bars weren't open till 2 like they are now. So it's probably even harder. But I mean, you're finishing up around 1. Then you got to clear everything down. First, you got to talk to everybody after the show. That's the fun part. You get to talk to all the people that came. Then you got to tear everything down, go home, you bring everything back to the jammer and whatever. Get home. As soon as you're putting one foot into the bed, the alarm's going off. You got to get your ass back to work again. You don't realize it's like 4:30 and 5 o'clock in the morning. Now we got to start this whole day again. By the end of the week, you're just a zombie, and you're just, you know. And I could, a lot of creativity comes out of you at that point too. Some weird ideas come out of you when you're doing stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy. I'm trying to figure out how. I mean, I'm struggling going through a couple of them like that, and you're running 9 bands and making movies at the same time. And still trying to do this. You must have been just.
I didn't have time. Well,
how did you have a conversation with anyone without just going, duh?
Well, I got frustrated. I went, I just want to be left alone because it was constantly on the road. Sometimes it was weeks straight, and it was every night, every show, or every other night, a few in a row. But nonetheless, there wasn't this back room. I kind of understand the green room, and I love talking to people. I love people. But after every night of doing it, and everybody wants to grab you and piece you, and let's take pictures, and you do, and you're going, I just want to get over there and get that beer for a minute. If you just, I'll be right back, you know.
Just give me 5 minutes.
And being that tired and going, I just want to fucking sit for a minute, after the show. Or, I'd get a little frustrated and go, and not only that, I had to sing the next night. I don't know if you've seen.
Let me say something on here. You guys listening, this goes back to the little thing we're going to start here called fan etiquette, and I just want to explain a couple things. If you hear what Tony's saying, he's saying he loves people. Okay, so we all do when we're performing. That's why we do this. But when you do approach somebody after a show like that, and he is thirsty or he needs that 5 minutes break, you got to understand, just like in a situation like him, 9 bands at once, even if you're in one band at once, it's crazy. You got to give him a little break after that show. Let him just get his brains together, have a drink, water, a beer, whatever it is he has, and just give him 2 seconds even just to settle. Because trust me, you'll have a much better conversation with him after the show if you can give him 5 minutes to let all that adrenaline calm down and everything like that. And sometimes the fans and stuff get confused by this because they think he doesn't want to talk to me, he just kind of blew past me and left. And you guys understand that. We're never doing that, ever doing that. We might have to go to the bathroom. You understand? We've been on stage for the last 2 hours, and we're up there drinking water under hot lights, and it's thirsty. It's this. We have bladders too. We have to go use that, right? Am I right?
Yeah,
and jump in any time here and help me out here, bro.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So you
kind of got this tunnel vision to go right to the bathroom or go back and get that water.
I need something to drink terribly. I need this. I will definitely talk to you, but and then you come out sometimes and you get a dirty look, and they don't want to talk to you now. So just understand, you guys. We work really hard to put shows on. These guys work really hard to do that, and they put all their energy in this so you can have a good time. They just need a few minutes afterwards to just unwind for a second and then come out and talk and take pictures.
And I always came back out and talked with everybody. I said, give me a few minutes, and then we'll chill. And if some people didn't want to wait, and I got nasty messages the next day from some people. You're an
that's
asshole.
Fan etiquette 101 right there. And we'll drop bombs on here all the time and kind of,
I'm behind you on that.
With stuff like that. But that's
we're all human.
We love the attention. Trust me, we love the attention. We just need that, just a little break right there, and then we'll come out and we'll love it. Trust me.
Yeah,
he'll love
absolutely.
it. So cool.
So that's so I love that. I love doing shows, and now. It got too much doing the movies and the shows, and I wanted to be creative. So now I'm actually writing stuff. I get to write, scores and songs for the films, which I just wrote a song, Hangman. It's actually a revamped song from one of those CDs from 1993. Anyway, so I kind of revamped the song, rewrote it, and put it out with my new software, on my Pro Tools, and did a cool recording of that. So now I'm looking at doing another CD or some more. I'm not sure which direction I want to go. I like it heavy. Mm-hmm. I love Slayer, Metallica, Possessed and Exodus and all that shit. I grew up on that. I love Journey, and then I love Eric Clapton's acoustic unplugged or Days of the New type stuff. And And then I love everything that's even like elevator music, some of that real feeling, strings and piano, so there's this wide spectrum of stuff that I create, that I write, that I have in my head bouncing around all the time.
Yeah.
And it's just like
most of us artists do.
Yeah.
It's getting it out from there to there.
Yeah.
Is the hard part. We can see it. And we can visualize it, and we can feel it and everything, but then trying to get that point across to the viewer or the listener or whoever's enjoying it, and they come up with a whole different vision on it that we've seen, so it doesn't even, it's always open to interpretation anyway. So really, but as long as we can try to at least get most of that thought that we have out on the paper or into the music or whatever, and sometimes it's really hard, sometimes it's really easy too, but then no matter what we do, it's still open to everyone else's opinion and stuff.
But I think, I don't know if you kind of scrutinize or just nitpick.
I'm my worst critic.
I'm horrible at it.
I would never release anything if it was up to me. None of my stuff would ever gone out. Everybody else has to say, Jim, you're done. I'm taking it and I'm doing it. Because
this is good. Put it out. I have everybody tell me that. I'm like, this is crap.
No. And they're like, no, then I'm just doing it. And they'll just steal it and take it out.
Yeah, I don't like listening back to my voice. I don't like listening, when I'm recording it. Mm-hmm. I like being produced because I have somebody listen. I go, was that any good? And they go, it's fucking great. Yeah. Right. And then I go, okay. And then I can leave it alone. Because if I'm by myself, I go, no, that wasn't good. I'll try it again.
It's never good enough.
I do the Axl Rose where it's going to take me 20 years. I can understand why it took him that long. If he's producing his own stuff, I just would never be satisfied. But so I'm looking forward to collabing with some people. And I'm talking with some musicians, that I guess I kind of sit back and, I put out an ad and, before I would put out an ad and try to just find people that were into doing this. But creating music, I want to find the best and the tops. I mean, that impress me. Yeah. In my opinion, when I see somebody play, I go, holy shit, look at that guy play. Yeah. I want to jam with that dude. I mean, I want to be...
I want to work. I want to be challenged.
Right. I want to be the guy that sucks out of all of it. Absolutely. And go, I can't believe I'm jamming with these guys around me. Which I've had some really good musicians around me, however, with cover bands and tributes. But when it comes to writing... I have to be blown away by what they do.
Yeah, a whole different world there.
Yeah, it is. It's a whole. It's the other side of the coin.
When did you get into this? Was this something that just naturally came to you? Did your parents push you into stuff, or did you do it to defy your parents? Did you rebel against them, or did you ask Mom, "I want to be an actor. Can you help me out here? I want to be a musician"?
Well, my mom always helped me out with everything. She was, she knew I was an artist. I used to, rather than turn in my papers, my math papers, there would be pictures all around the outside.
Oh my God, me too.
Dude, none of the work done, but I would turn it in, and my teacher said that. She goes, "There's beautiful artwork on it, Mrs. Noyes, but there's no work done. There's no work done." And I'd love to grade him on the art.
He can sell his artwork all he wants, but he's not going to be able to add his pennies together and pay his bills.
Yeah, well, she was totally... he's not going to know how much he has because he can't do 2 plus 2. I think it was second or third grade I started, and she kept making me stay over. One of them, the one was real nice. I think it was second grade, third grade teacher. I'm going to keep him after until he does his work. I go, keep me over all you want. I'm just going to draw more pictures because I don't get this math shit. Yeah, that's on the other side of the brain that I have to really...
keep me here with extra paper and pencils and the jackboard and everything. Oh, I'm going to have a blast.
Yeah. Cool. So I would... so I was an artist. My mom knew it. She got me some drawing lessons, and we went to... the museum, and they were giving free hour classes there, and she would buy me stuff to help me out. Mm-hmm. And the music thing really didn't come along, until later. We sat around and we'd all sit and get stoned and talk about, we're going to have a band, bro. You could be the drummer.
Yeah.
You could be the fucking bass player. I'll be this guy. And, you kind of put one together and call it a goofy name.
I think the first band I was in, I played the wiffle bat. And I played, the paint buckets for drums, and we rocked. Dude.
That was great.
We knew every song in the world, man.
We had a board.
Me and my wiffle bat.
We had the guitar board. It was the board you put in to close the window, to block it. We'd pull that thing out. It was a perfect size to play Judas Priest solos on, dude.
And my buddy auditioned for us with the what do you call it? The aluminum bat. And boy, he got right in because it was shiny and he fit right up in front.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Oh, you got the cool shit. Yeah. You got the cool equipment.
Mine's plastic,
let him in
but
the
this
band.
is awesome. Yeah, he's going to get all the chicks with that one.
Play that?
Yeah. The pennies for picks. And those big fat, you can never find a pencil sharpener for them. Those big fat pencils we used to get when we were kids.
Oh, yeah.
Giant eraser. You could never worry about getting those up your nose. But it was, we could never.
Drumsticks.
Yeah, those were our drumsticks. Yeah. But you had to keep moving because I remember I had coffee cans and Pringles tubes, and you can only do like one roll because then your shit just scattered all over the room. You have to put it back together, try to tape it together.
As you're playing, it's sliding away from you.
Yeah. So tell me.
Yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off. But
No, go ahead.
No, it was. I was always supported, and then I got into the music thing. Actually, started singing, and when I got a job at 16, I was 15, 16. I ended up getting kicked out of the house and lived on the streets for a while. I don't tell anybody this. This is the deep stuff, but
well, now you're telling everybody.
Not that I. It's all right, man.
Good, you're ready for it.
I'm good with it. Yeah,
I think we all got the boot at one time or another.
There's everybody has friction with the parents, and I was smoking pot at the time, and my dad didn't like it. He was kind of harsh, about things, and put us in a drug rehab. Put me in there for a few months, and I broke out one time and I ran the streets for a few days, and then came back. I got nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And then he ended up booting me out, and then ever since I was 15, 16, I was out on the streets, and I had to get jobs. I worked with my cousin. He had a shop for a while, so I got into there, and that's where I actually started singing. Because I would, you're there all day just working on machines in the back. So I'd just start singing and work on the voice. He'd come out like thinking somebody got hurt because I'd go, yeah! I do this high scream, and he'd come out, God damn, who's hurt?
Yeah, killing cats?
Quit that
shit.
Yeah, right. So anyway, that's where I got into that. And so I just have always done everything art. I mean, I oil painting, sculpting. Now I do computer graphics, 3D model animation.
That is so cool.
Making the movies. I work, behind the camera, in front of the camera. I used to put on plays when I was a kid. I would write the whole play, and then I'd get my brother and sister and some other people. If we went to the church, we put on a church play because my mom was big with the church. And I wrote the whole thing and acted a couple different roles. I'd put on a costume, come back out and be the old man. And so I think back now, and I'm like, fuck, I always did that stuff. It was just whatever I could get into that was creative. I just kind of did it.
That's neat. It's a good out. It's a very good out.
It is. I like that rather than being on the other side where the math and the crunching the numbers is. It's not fun to me.
Not me.
I can do it.
It
just takes a lot of
nothing
effort.
artsy about it to me. I have nothing. What were some of your influences? Let's start with like your musical influences. A couple of them.
I don't know that I could even.
It's just
There's so many of them.
There's
just
so many,
the way I look at all of that, because I've had so many go, wow, that guy's better than that guy, or even musicians, wow, we're better than that guy, and I go, bro, it's just different. There's a lot of people that like what he does.
Sure.
And
what about acting? Do you have anybody you look up to in that at all, or that you ever tried to like as a kid?
There's a lot of them too. I'll tell you, I mean, I have my favorites. There's, as far as even the music, I go for singers because I listen for the voice. So Steve Perry, Sebastian Bach of Skid Row, Jeff Tate of Queensryche. I mean, there's a lot of those bands. Judas Priest always loved Rob Halford, Bruce Dickinson. There's all those, awesome screamers and singers that blew me away. And then just good songwriting, so there was a lot. Whether they had the highest voice, it's not all about how high of a pitch you can go or where your range goes. It's about your writing and how you deliver. If it's raspy or if it's clean, or you can do both and be versatile. And then, so there's a lot I like in the music and acting. I just liked anybody that, when I felt good about coming out of there from that performance. I didn't know it at the time. I know this now. But when I'd come out, you see a movie like, and you start kicking and being the action star that you just saw, I know that guy's good. I look back at it and go, wow, that guy was amazing. I love Will Smith's acting. Gary Oldman is amazing to me. I could go back for it. I mean, there's so many of them that I could really just, it just depends on the flavor on what they execute. Eddie Murphy.
A lot of
Eddie Murphy doing, that kind of shit gets me with the Nutty Professor. I mean, where he's playing everybody at the table. I go, holy shit. Yeah. I mean, imagine I want to do that. I mean, in the film, I have a plan to play a lot of those different characters.
That'd be so much fun.
Man. So I got to find the right makeup artist.
And you could pull that off because you've got that Man of 1,000 Faces thing already covered. So you definitely could pull it off. You should do a couple women roles too, just for the hell of it.
I want to throw them in. Yeah, I want to do an older lady. I want to do an old man. I want to do. I want to try a lot of different stuff. But like I said, the makeup has to be really good.
Yeah.
And convincing for me to be able to do a film, on it. But there's a story in the works, and I mean that would be so much fun.
Okay. Let me know if you need any help with those. There's a lot of people that do all that makeup crap. and stuff.
Yeah.
That help if you ever run out of anything. So
All right, absolutely.
Yeah, they could always use a hand. They could always use a help in the business.
Well, it's always, I tell you, it's a money thing, because even with the short film, the Western one, it's
it's
you got to throw a lot of money into that to get to rent out, to secure the location, to do everything, pay all the people, and then some just worked, wanting to be a part of it, so they're helping produce the film. They get producer credits and all that as well.
Yeah.
And but to find somebody, to get a really good makeup artist is a lot of money. So. Hopefully the studio, going through the studio, like I said, there's no distribution.
Right
there, and there's people that I met that are investors themselves, and they want to do stuff. So it's looking really good.
That's good.
I don't know where it's going to go, but I'm very excited where it's going.
Let's see here. I'm going to jump around this a bit 'cause it's kind of fun. What's some of your biggest challenges when you're putting this together, other than the money and the venue there? But that's the obvious one. But whether it be singing or performing or the movies, throw a challenge at me. What's something that really drives you up a damn wall when you're trying to put it together?
I don't know. It's all challenging, and I love a good challenge. So I put on my Superman shirt, and I go, all right, today's going to be fucking crazy. I need to be Superman today and get this shit done. Yeah. So I see it coming. I haven't run into anything. The film thing, everybody tells me it's so rough. It's so crazy. Actors are this, actors are that. And God, I had such a great experience. And, a couple people I found were negative, or had negative things to say, which is what I want to avoid. And I think that's what I found with music. There's so much backstabbing and talking bad and negative about one and the other, and I hate that, because I'm not that guy.
I understand why. I never understood why that was there. There's always been this competition. It's like, why can't we just work together? We're putting shows together. We'll all make money. We'll make all the fans happy. We'll make everyone happy. But no, we all have to have this attitude. That was horrible in the 80s. It was just nothing but a challenge. It was like you were going to a show. It was just going to be like you're going into a fight.
Right. You might have to brawl with the other band, and they're like cutting the bass drum skins, and there's some horror stories that they were just brutal to one another.
And you guys know who you are.
Yeah.
We know you did it. We know who you are.
Awful. It's a bad thing.
Very bad.
Cynical.
But it's much better. Get along with each other. Push each other. Help. You might be in the same studio together one day. So,
well, I think that's what the film thing is so different, because everybody on the film set we're all trying to achieve the same thing.
The same goal. You don't have another film set behind you or another movie ready to go up next.
Next, and you're looking at each
yourself. You can create your own world and have your own rules and do it your way.
Right, but even if you are, if there's another film, you might go up against it in a film festival and you're trying to win an award. But everybody tries
in the back alley.
No, everybody tries to help one another with their films. They're like, "Oh, you're making a film too? Well, if you need help." There's so much, helping one another, because we understand what it takes to do it. And the music world, they don't get that. Not everybody gets that. Mm-hmm. It's more about the fight instead of, let me help you, bro.
It's much better nowadays. The bands I've been talking to and everything and meeting, they do have a greater outlook now. And some of them were back in the 80s, just like I was doing. We were all in that competition craziness. It was just so weird how that happened out of nowhere. But it seems like it's mellowed out a lot now, and it's not as bad. But then again, I haven't been flooding the underground clubs like I used to either. I've been hitting some different stuff, and I've been doing some traveling out of town and doing things like this. I need to get back into that group.
And there is, and I don't want to paint the whole thing. Sometimes I've said, it could be a couple people that are doing it at the time, and I'll put it on my live feed and go, man, why like you musicians? Yeah,
right. It sounds not like everybody,
and I'm not covering everybody, because there's a lot of people there's a lot of bands that are doing shows together. Mm-hmm. Some of the heavier ones, and they stick around and do their shows together, which is cool. It's just sometimes the other bands aren't let in, or it's just pockets, and then you have that.
It's just funny, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I don't want to paint everybody that way. I have some awesome friends that are musicians, and and the majority, let's just say that I know, 80 to 90% are just awesome people, and they're very cool, and I love them. And then you have the other guys that are just pissy. They're probably just not happy. Doesn't matter.
It's just going to make them happy anyway, so it doesn't matter.
But so that's the biggest challenge I found. I mean, being in a band is probably the worst. When I bring the dirt up, because I see a lot of that stuff when I see them guys talking about Vince. Mm-hmm. When they go, "Oh, let's have a threesome. Look at, hey, what do you think?" And they're making fun of him, and I'm going, because singers get a lot of attention. They're the voice of the band.
Yeah, we'll call it attention. That's the perfect word. Yeah.
And people, I think the voice, and they identify more with, like, you're talking, the singer is talking to you. I always felt like that guy's talking to me.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's a good front man will make everybody feel.
Yeah,
like that.
And then you kind of want to run to that guy and talk to him because you know what you think you know what he's about.
You've been talking to him the whole show.
Yeah, he's been talking. I know this guy.
Right.
I know him. So. Yeah, I found it weird, and I found that kind of animosity going in between band members, and I didn't know it was happening. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, this is my band. I fucking love these guys. Ron, can I take a picture? Yeah. And I'm taking pictures. I'm like, did you see that one, that one girl was grabbing at me, tried to grab my junk or whatever happened. Uh-huh. And, meanwhile, they're packing up the equipment, and I didn't notice, they're not getting a picture, and I'm enjoying the moment, going, this is fucking crazy what's happening.
The rest of the band is like, oh, great, who's this asshole?
Yeah, look at this dick. He's a normal fucking lead singer over there, but, it's a crazy thing.
It's just a crazy scene.
It is.
But it's so much fun. I mean, I couldn't live without it. To be honest, I love it.
Yeah, I love it. Oh, are you in a band, or?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, no, I love like I said,
mm-hmm.
that was the 10% of people that I had in the band that get negative.
Oh yeah.
But I love I love the positive vibes. I love like the movie thing is, or the filming is just everybody's helping one another. Do you need water? We get water for you. Or
mm-hmm.
What do you need? I'll hold the sound this time, and everybody work together to try to come out with this awesome picture.
That's great. I mean, when it comes together, it's awesome.
Yeah,
it is really awesome. Give me this is great. I love this question. Give me some of your pre-show rituals before you get, not the movie one. I want to know about the music one. You're getting ready to step on that stage. I always put the scene together for everybody, and the lights are out, the crowd gets all ready, and you're just getting ready for that 1, 2, 3, 4. Just waiting for the drummer to hit that click. You got one foot on the stage, one on the step, and you're getting ready to go out there. What's going through your head?
It just adrenaline is just juicing me up at the moment.
What'd you do to prepare for that moment right before that?
It's the moment. It's being in the moment. I don't think it's.
There's no rituals. You're just.
It used to be. I used to get the butterflies when I first started. You go, oh shit, here it comes. I worked on being more comfortable on the stage and my front man skills, if you will, talking to the crowd. It's not easy. No. So I wanted it to be more natural. And I don't. It's just let me just say. And this is different for me and different for everybody. If I'm playing more of a bar situation, I don't get that adrenaline rush as much because you're kind of out there setting up your own equipment and people are coming up. I love big show. I love watching a big show. Mm-hmm. I like watching the curtain fucking drop and explosions and these lights, and they make a big show out of it because that's what I do. I'm an artist, and I like to display it like this and get people in the wow factor. So when I'm doing more of a casino gig, and this was on the road with the Motley Tribute, we did everything from fucking basements and, we played the fruit stand if we had to. And then we would go to the casino the next time. But, the casino shows were like, here's the curtain, and there's an intro that they're going to play. They put the logos on the screens. I'm going, this is fucking cool. I mean, that, to me, that gets me the adrenaline rush. And, I just don't think about what I'm going to say. I'm just going to do the show.
Just go for it.
Yeah, I just kind of just go full steam and see what happens.
Do you take that 5 minutes to yourself beforehand or anything, or have to?
I don't
count to 10 backwards and forwards or anything goofy, or you just go for it?
Well, I tell you, I've done them where I'm in complete bliss. Where the casino gig, you show up, they have mics set, the inner monitors are set, whatever, everything's ready to go. I just got to jump up and sing.
Yeah,
that I got nothing to worry about. And then I had the other shows. Where I'm setting up the whole PA, we're running late, the bartender's going, where's your people? We need you to start on time, or the bar owner, and it just gets, then I'm stressed trying to jump on and do that first song, and then I'm trying to mix the sound as we're going and put on a show at the same time. For me,
it takes a lot out of it that way.
It really, it gets hard to get into the groove then. It's going to take me 2 or 3 songs, the sound's okay, and then I'm able to actually get into the groove, and I'm sure it shows, the first couple songs.
Sure.
But I would love nothing more than just to have some relaxation and chill a little bit before the show and walk out and do the show, and I love those types of gigs. So nothing that I mentally You know, I don't even warm up sometimes with the voice. It's just
sometimes it's there.
I just go out there and I do it, and I just try to relax the throat in the first 2 songs. I always write them on the list. I got to do these 2 first. Some more warm up songs.
I got songs like that too.
Yeah.
You get them out of the way. Some of them you have to sing first, or you can't sing first, or you can't finish the show. You know,
Yeah, right,
You're not gonna
right.
have a voice left. You start with those. You got to save those. Yeah, I remember that. It's crazy too.
That's what some people go. Well, yeah, I didn't want to start with that one, and I'm going. That's the only time I'm gonna be able to hit those
That's
notes.
the only time I can do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What How do you relax when it's over with? When you do relax, it sounds like you're always doing something. I mean, we actually have you sitting still for a few minutes here today.
Yeah. I had to actually set the time aside and go, nothing else. You know, I'm doing this. And then the wife's like, oh, I didn't know you're going so early. I mean, you know, we got... I'm like, I'm fucking taking the time to do this. I have to set aside the time.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a people pleaser, and I love pleasing people, which is why I do what I do on the stage. I give it so much effort. If there's 2 people there, I go, pull your fucking table up here. Let's
do it
make
together.
a show out of this.
Yeah.
You know, let me sit down with you.
Yeah.
And, you know, so I'm always, so like that, I'll, you know, if the wife needs something, the family, number 1 priority. But, you know, the film needs stuff right now. I need to get some demos together for the creative, for the producer that's looking at some of my music to help me produce. But, yeah, I had to actually just go, you know, take some time right now to do this or to very few relaxing moments for me.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Sounds like, yeah.
And after the
I
show...
hope you can enjoy them when you have them, because you don't wear yourself out.
No, I do. I do wear myself out, and I know I do. But I did get my little trailer. I call it the Fort on Wheels. I built that into like a little green room or a little place that I would go after the show and just kind of, you know, and then the people, of course, you got them, oh, look at him, he's hiding from everybody. Just give me a few minutes. I love that green room time. Just at the end of the show, sit down, towel my face off.
Like we were talking about earlier. Just
drink my beer or my water, and then I come out and I go, okay, let's go talk. You know?
It's like, trust me, I want to talk to you. I want to give you a big hug in the picture, but the last thing you really want to do is grab a hold of me when I get off that stage, because I am like, I have a whole nother layer of sweat and grossness on me from being up there for
that's something you don't something you don't want on you.
I had a great time, but I'm a mess right now. So
so I don't know. You know what? I actually enjoy the rush. There's, you know, I don't really want to relax. I want to sit down and let it soak and let it, I guess, enjoy the high.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and I just want to enjoy
Ride the wave.
You know, when you get high, I just want to chill and sit. That's kind of it. I just like the 5 minutes after the show to go, fuck, all right, that was fun. And that's why we do it. And
that's cool.
Yeah.
Give me some advice you could give for some upcoming actors, some upcoming bands, someone that's new to the business. What kind of stuff could you help them with, some do's and don'ts, perhaps?
Oh, man. I think the biggest thing is listen. You know, you want to listen to the older artists. I find, you know, I never did. And I was one of those hardheads that...
Rebel in you.
You know.
What are we going to do with you, Tony?
I'll tell you, I recently spoke with somebody, and a younger artist, gave a lot of feedback, said, I'll help. I don't want any money from you. I don't want a slice of the pay. I just see you kind of going in these directions of what not to do.
Yeah.
And
it's so easy to do that, because when you're out there, that's the direction it looks like you're supposed to take, and it's always the wrong one when you're starting off.
And these
don't know
people who want your money
back a little bit, do some research and take your time, and don't jump into these deals, because everybody's going to approach you, and they're going to offer you everything.
Yeah,
and you got to really watch what you're doing, because I'll tell you what, my last label, I'm not going to mention their name, you assholes. And you know who you are, because you have me on your label, you assholes. But now that
on them?
Now that you know they've been bought out by some real people now, so now they can help us. But they did the old bait and switch on everybody, and they made it beautiful for us, and then they screwed us with our royalties and gave us a lot less than they promised. So now the new company that's taking it over, when I see that it's working, then I'll mention the new one's name and I'll let them go. But until they prove it, I'm not saying nothing, because right now I'm very bitter about what the last did. And usually I know better than that. I always release it independently, and I did go with an independent label, but I should have just stuck with my own this time. But I needed the distribution. I wanted to have some fun with it and try something different. But I learned a lesson. So I would tell everybody, you know, don't sign anything. And if you're young, have mom and dad look at it first. Oh, geez.
Yes, have as many people as you can.
And I would say my biggest thing, I know I asked you the question, but I have to throw this out there. My biggest thing is this: find someone who's already doing it and is successful, and ask them if this is correct or not. Ask Tony, he's been around for a bit. Ask me, I've been around for a bit. Ask my mentors, ask your mentors, ask the people that you're looking up to that are doing this. They'll help you out.
Yeah, that is, I think, the biggest thing.
And the last thing you want to do is just go approach a big record company with no experience, because they're going to eat you alive. And I don't care what you think about listening to this, you guys, because you've already eaten me alive. So I'm very bitter with all you. I'm never doing it again. It's all going to be independent now. I'm starting my new label in a few months here, and everybody's welcome to join that. You guys get all your royalties, and we'll talk about that later.
Well, what do you think, too, because being an artist and the way you sound, because I've gotten bitter about many things too, because I think in the beginning, this is my experience, I think a lot of younger artists that I talk to, they see that thing, they see the videos, and I would see the MTV and the Circus magazine and all these, and you're like, fuck, that's cool, but behind the scenes, all the stuff,
whole different world.
There's a whole different, which is the majority chunk.
Well, let's put it this way: it's run the same way our shows are ran. Up front on that stage, everything is going smooth and it's great and everybody's having a great time. But go backstage during one of these shows and see what's going on.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a crew back there that's not very experienced. A very experienced crew, they're nice and quiet. They're kicking back, having a few beers back there, waiting for you to finish your crap.
Yeah.
But an unexperienced crew's going to be running back there just like an unexperienced kid with the record. I mean, it's chaos back there. No one knows what's going on. Everybody's grabbing this, cutting this one's throat, doing this, that, just to get it done. And it's like, well, slow down. But that's how half these companies are running.
Yeah, it's not that pie in the sky dream that everybody that you see. There's
no
really
such thing as overnight success. That's the big. I've talked to a couple of young ones, and they were just asking me that. How they did it so overnight like that? They said, "Honey, you just heard of them from last night. They've been at this for 20 years.
Right.
It was not. There's no such thing as overnight success.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as celebrity and all that. It's just kind of a myth. You're still a person. You have to be a person. Just be a normal person. It's still a business, it's still a job, and it's just an entertainment job. It's just our job is to make people happy.
Yeah.
And entertain them. And it's a hard job. It's a very hard job.
It is, and it's
if you
funny.
Love it, it's going to be great.
The person thing you mentioned is funny because I just done a live video because I'll tell you, I was the 80s character that I was doing. Mm-hmm. Not that it's not me, because some people said, "Oh, what's this big? It's a big facade," is what you were doing. Well,
guys actually ought to see Tony. He's actually a cartoon.
Yeah,
just look. He's very colorful. Very cartoon. He's a cartoon. You'll see.
Out of the funny papers.
Yeah, right.
You wouldn't know that. But you kind of doing interviews and doing or doing my live TV, I should say. I'm throwing the flair on there for the entertainment factor because you want to get views. So you kind of and you crack the jokes and you put on that charm. And the one thing too, not to say that I'm not charming, off the live videos as well. But I think I would have the bandana and the makeup on, and then when they see you without it, they go, "Whoa, what the hell?
What happened to you?"
Yeah, what happened? Ooh,
so did you get sick?
What? You feel okay? You didn't get that disease, did you?
Yeah.
On the road.
Yeah.
But no, it is. It was like I know you just got without the bandana. They go, "Oh, I see you're receding a little bit." Yeah, I've been receding ever since I was 20, but it's underneath the bandana. And I got to the point where I was doing the live show. I better put the bandana on, and I'm going, I don't want to fucking do that. I just, I'm kind of like that whole character in the wigs we were, I was doing and all that. And I just want to be me. I want to be that, the Bruce Willis that just goes out there with his hair the way it is. Fuck it. Yeah. You like it or you don't.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know if that's it's not like you said. Everybody's a person. Everybody's human. And then there's that entertainment side,
right,
that you're putting on the show.
Your character.
Yeah, it's that. Well, like Beyonce would say, she goes, "I get on the stage and I'm somebody else." That other person takes over. Mm-hmm. She has a name for it. But it's true. You're you're getting into this costume or into this skin, and next thing you know, you're fucking screaming and yelling. You're becoming that.
You morph into that character,
right,
up there, and it's a lot of fun.
And a lot of actors say that when they get in the costume or the makeup, they all of a sudden become that. You become that person, that whatever you're dressed as.
What do you have? Do you have any musical stuff coming up? Any shows or anything like that? I know you've been working a lot on the movies. I just didn't.
Yeah, I really backed away because it was like I can't say no because I love music. So it's like, hey, let's do another show here. Okay, I'll do one last. I'll do one more. I'll do one more, and then it never ends.
And
so I had a bunch of them, and I just kept booking, and they got fewer and fewer, and I finally pushed them all away. And I was doing some acoustic stuff, a couple acoustic gigs, and then I finally am just like, I just want to take a moment away from the cover thing. I got to be creative. When I have all these shows and working on the films, I didn't have the time to write. some new music. And so it's kind of the plate's full. Shit's falling off.
Now,
So-
when you get a chance and you do get back there, send me, because everyone's going to be itching now. They got to hear these originals. Send me those. Send me a couple of those originals so I can get them out here so they can hear them, because I know they're all going to want to hear them now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I'll send some.
ones,
And I'm very excited
Send
about
as
the
many as you
new
want.
direction, which I want to do an acoustic, soft, slow rock type stuff.
Awesome.
Very feel, and then I want to do a heavier type thing. So I reached out to, I'm not going to mention any names because I don't know if they want me to. Next thing you know, they got everybody.
Now
Hey,
they're going to
man.
be pissed. They're going to go back, why did you say my name,
Yeah,
man?
I got 15 fucking messages, man. So I reached out to a producer, and he's really good. I worked with him before, and I thought, hey, let's produce something or whatever. I don't know. So I'm sending him some demo stuff, and it was kind of the slower, which is more of a happy vibe. It's about love songs and things, and he's more of a heavy. He likes Iron Maiden and stuff like that. So I didn't hear much feedback. I'll give him another listen, and I'm like, all right, he doesn't like him.
You haven't heard it yet.
Well,
or hear it
he
a
did.
little bit and went,
Yeah, he didn't listen to the rest, so he didn't go, wow, that's good,
Yeah.
So then I kind of sent a couple heavier things, and then of course, wow, that could be made into acoustic maybe. It kind of grabbed him, and I went, all right, I see. I go, I know your flavor now, dude. So now I'm writing a couple demos that, I love adjusting and working with, what do you like? And here's what I like, and then we can mash
Cool.
it together and make
cool.
something fucking cool. So, so yes, there's going to be a musical project coming out in the next probably year, could be sooner. And it looks like we're going in the heavier direction.
I'm really excited
Right
to hear
now.
this one. I'm really looking forward to it.
And it's
And
not a
this
band; it's just
movie.
a thing. Just we're
Just a
going to
thing.
record
Just
some
gonna record
songs
some
and
stuff.
see.
See
You
what
never know.
happens.
Yeah.
Where can we find some of your stuff, or some of your videos, or some of the music? Is it all on your YouTube? or on
YouTube has
your
got a ton
Facebook?
of stuff.
What's the title of your YouTube channel? Is
Just
it
Tony Noyes.
And
N-O-Y-E-S.
It's Noyes. So
Yes.
we got that. Noyes.
Yeah, so a lot of people say Noyes, and I get it. There's a Y right in the middle there. Throws it
Noise
off.
works. Tony Noyes. It's just
Noyes.
Noise.
Tony Noyes.
That's cool.
But yeah, YouTube's got a lot of stuff. SoundCloud, I have a SoundCloud where I throw up some stuff. I'll be throwing up a lot more soon. But YouTube is like a ton of covers and collaborations, virtual bands. I did one of the first virtual bands where over the internet we reached out and did a video. A lot of people were doing songs together and throwing WAV files back and forth. But on actual YouTube, me and this other guy kind of came up at the same time. We were like neck and neck. So a lot of people said, he did it first and he did it, which I don't care. I just thought it was a cool idea. And the song sounds awful anyway because we were all using the video recorders and the mic's off the fucking video. So it sounds like ass, but...
And then every time
It was
you have the different recorders, it all sounds different on each one, and all the video pictures different, and it's
yeah,
like, and they
it's
got
very
different
rough.
pictures.
Yeah, it's very rough. But it was the first. I just threw a couple out, and I'd do an intro. It's the very first virtual band, and it was really cool when it started. And then I had people asking me, and they learned how to fucking do it right. And they had the way of recording the audio and making it crisp and awesome, and then the video too. And so then they started asking me to sing for theirs, and I thought that's awesome,
Yeah.
So these guys know what they're doing, so I stopped doing them and started being a part of a lot of them. So there's a lot of them out there. I got to do a song with a couple guys in Korea that were just like, we're doing Stand Up and Shout, from the
that'd be
movie,
cool.
from the Rockstar
Yeah,
movie,
yeah.
So I go, yeah. So I did that. Some guys are in France and the UK, and they have this little band, and I sang some with them. And Avery, that young drummer,
Okay.
if you know him, he was 8 or 9 when he started, and we did Sweet Child of Mine with Carl Golden in the UK. Great guitarist, and great drummer he is, Avery. So so there's a lot of stuff on YouTube, and I'm very proud to be a part of that, and flattered that they would ask me to be a part. It's a
Of course you
great
should be.
moment
You
in
should
time
be.
to look back and go, wow,
Absolutely.
that's some cool shit.
If you guys are just tuning in, you're listening to James C. Stark Radio, me, Jim, and my guest today, Tony Noyes, awesome filmmaker, music extraordinary writer.
Oh,
He's
go
covered bands, everything. He loves this
Go on.
attention.
Go on, go on.
You want me to keep going?
No, go on. Hey, and you as well. I walk in and you show me this room that has all kinds of music equipment in it. And you kind of glazed over a question that I had for you earlier. I asked you
there
about,
it
are you in a band? You went, no, anyway. No, but I have a question for you. And you went, let's,
I try to make the show about you guys.
And now,
so,
well,
okay.
and thank you for having me, by the way.
Oh, my pleasure. I love having you.
So now I'm learning more about you because I didn't know you learned. I learned that you do music. You teach lessons. You're telling me about some acting stuff now as well. And yeah, you told me you're teaching karate or martial arts as well. So there's all these talents that you have that I didn't know about. But let's go back to the band thing, because you said that you're in a band. You tell me that you sing as well.
I play a bunch of stuff, multi-instrumentals, but I love to sing. Okay, all right.
What do you do?
I'll give it up.
Spill the beans.
I'm a singer. I'm a keyboard player, guitar, bass. I play anything in the orchestra I can play. I studied in college. I've been teaching for over 30 years, and you saw part of the room. It's being renovated right now, but it still looks pretty cool.
It is everything music.
Yeah,
wall to wall.
It's awesome. But yeah, I do sing, and yes, I'm in a band. It's kind of really cool. Actually, I'm blessed to be involved with these guys. You have no idea. I'm doing a project with Hector Valencia, which I love Hector. He's like a brother to me. He's a phenomenal horn player, one of the best I've ever heard. And the name of the band is Colorblind. And
nice.
Did
you advertise that already? Is there?
Have a show. I've been advertising them a little bit here and there, but they have graciously invited me to perform with them at Ceremony on Friday, May 3rd, a week from tomorrow, at 4:00. So if you guys want to come out, I would love to have you. Yeah, especially you, Tony. If you can get out there, I'd love to have you there too. But if you guys want to come out and watch us, I would love to have you. It's going to be a small show. Ceremony's not a very huge venue, but it's wonderful. Quaint little place. They've got food and coffee. And
where's that at?
Downtown Glendale.
Yeah,
right there by the amphitheater in that area.
So what kind of music are you?
We're doing, and this one is jazz, blues, big band, Latin sound. It's very unique.
Wow.
Very unique. I've never heard anything like this. When I first heard those guys, I had to hit up Hector right away. And I had mentioned something about looking for a band a while ago. And I'd gone through a lot of medical issues, so I actually lost my voice for 2.5 years and couldn't sing, and had some of my elite students that I had taught back in the day actually come back and work with me to heal it, because through all the like operations and the procedures I had, they had to put a lot of hoses down my throat, and it wiped out the cords for a while.
They're never gentle with that, are they?
No, and they knew, they tried to be. The doctor knew that's what I make a living. And a lot of my listeners don't know this because I'm always pushing the other bands, but I've been making a living as a musician basically my whole life. So it's wonderful. I played everything from, I've been in opera companies, I've been with metal bands, country bands, big bands, little bands. I mean,
so what are a few of the bands in the past that you've been in that you can?
I don't even want to bring them up. I know. Okay. They were really wonderful and this and that, but if I start talking about those, and then I'm going to be getting phone calls from those guys. I don't know what they're going to say.
I know. But, well, I did it. Come on. I probably shouldn't.
Well, I'll tell you, you guys Google me, you'll find some things. If you search a little bit, you will. I'll tell you what. Maybe I'll have some of those guys on the show. Maybe we could talk about that stuff.
Well, what's the band that you've been in? I mean, how long has it been before this band that you're in, Colorblind? How long has there been a span that you? There
was a span, yeah. I was playing for a while, then I got really sick. I had a lot of things going down me. I had a couple of hips replaced, and it was like a 2-year ordeal because one went, then the other one went. I had to get part of my femurs cut out. I had necrosis. It was really bizarre, and for my age, it should have never been happening.
Wow.
Yeah, it was weird. But
so were you in a project when that started happening, or was it?
I had to stop my projects. I just began a couple of them, and then so when I was in the hospital, I couldn't do anything. So I wrote in limbo. That classical album that I just put out in November. I wrote that in the hospital, you guys. So if you know that, I actually wrote that on paper in the hospital and then played it later. But
that's good inspiration there too.
So if you guys, any musician, if you guys can read music, that's just going to help you that much more. If you can't read music, it doesn't matter. You have your imagination, because I've worked with musicians that can't read music that were some of the best musicians I've ever worked with, and then some that do read music that were awesome too. And either way, you've got good and bad stuff. But I was able to get to the point in life where I was able to start writing the music and hearing it while I was writing it, so I could do this. So I wrote the whole thing in the hospital without any instruments, and I finally released it when I got out. I was able to play it and do it. And then I was just kind of lost for a while because I couldn't sing. And a lot of the fans didn't understand why my album didn't have any singing on it. A lot of them bought it thinking I was going to be singing, and they were a little pissed off when it didn't happen. But I explained to them what happened. I didn't sing because I didn't have a voice.
Well, yeah, you can't
I was
do it.
gone. It was just, it was shabby. I was talking like this for 2 years. You know, and,
couldn't do it. It's a new vocal
I
style.
couldn't even do my
It's a new
voices or
vocal
anything.
style.
It was crazy. So, but now it's all back, and it finally. To be honest with you, it finally came back about a week ago. It finally fully healed. So I'm gonna.
Wow.
I probably should wait a little longer before I do this, but I can't wait. I want to get up there and do it. And they've been so gracious to invite me, and they're such wonderful guys.
That's awesome.
And they've invited me to do this with them on Friday to give me that chance again. So I'm really looking forward to it. If you guys get out there again, it's ceremony. And May 3rd, a week from tomorrow, at 4 o'clock in downtown Glendale. So,
Congratulations on not only having an awesome gig, but getting your voice back. That's huge.
you know, having wonderful students that came back to help me was the best. That brought tears to my eyes. That was wonderful. Because when I was in the hospital, I have to tell you guys something. I did have a little issue. We had a minor stroke, and the memory went. And I had a really major chemical issue. And I wiped out everything. Tony, when I first looked at the music I had written when I woke out of this, I didn't know what I was looking at. And then when I looked at my instruments when I walked back into the house, it was like a little kid walking into school his first day, not knowing anything. So it all went.
Was it just the music that went, or
No,
other things?
everything
So you didn't know who you were?
I knew who I was, and I had a lot of memory still, but like all the past was gone. So now, like I'll look up like on certain Facebook pages. I'm from Cicero, from Illinois. I was born in Chicago and raised in Cicero, and I look back at those pictures and stuff, and the memories will come back, and then I'll get like a whole new block of memory that'll come back.
Wow.
When I got back in there and a couple of my students sat down, they literally had to teach me like I taught them when they were babies.
Did you walk in and go, wow, I'm a musician, I guess. I play this
I
instrument
guess
too.
I
guess I
weird.
play this.
So as I was doing it, it all came back to me. It came back to me within a few weeks. It was nice. And now there's a few little theory things that I had kind of slipped, but they've come back now too. And they're working with Hector and these guys. They brought it back for me too without even knowing it, because I even mentioned it to them. Now they know that, but they've been a huge help without even knowing that.
Yeah,
so more and more is coming back. I was really excited when I heard my voice at rehearsal on Monday. I was like, oh my God, it's back. It's like, it's almost all there. There's enough there for me to have confidence to go back out and use it now.
Oh, good.
And I can't wait to get up and perform again. So it's
awesome,
crazy.
man.
And wait till you see the outfit I'm wearing.
Are you the chaps?
No. My chaps have acid on them.
You get their full pants.
Because I don't have an ass anymore because they took my hips, they took my ass with it. So I got to stuff the pants now.
Oh, no.
But anyway,
Well, you can always get the pants with the ass sewed in it.
Yeah, there
Those
you
are
go.
my stage
Or
gear.
some Velcro ones I could always just rip them off.
You just
and
rip them off.
Show a cheek here and there, whatever. I'll show you the outfit. Though. I'm not going to tell anybody in here, but I'll show you. It's in the closet.
So you got
yeah, I got it here.
You
It's
got
already.
surprises in store.
I got a great fashion designer who did something really off the wall and unique that no one's ever pulled before.
Isn't that so much fun? I mean,
it's great.
You have bands that do the T-shirt and jeans, which is cool. You get up and just rock and roll, and then, and myself being a big show, I'm the same. I'm like preparing this. I'm making this new shirt, and I'm putting bling on it, or I'm doing the chains around the bottom. You know,
I like to write a show, not just a concert. I like it to be a show.
Yeah,
That's
and the
my
surprising the crowd
Yeah,
and the wows from them. That's cool.
Well, you've totally turned this around on me, you asshole. But
Yeah,
it's okay.
that's what you get for skipping over my question in the beginning. I had a list of my own. You didn't know that. You didn't know that, did you?
You had me all set up here, didn't you?
All right. What about you
I got it, yeah.
for your struggle in the music?
You just
heard
it. Yeah,
we
went through
just went through all
one,
that
yeah.
shit.
That was crazy.
Biggest challenge, all of it.
Yeah, all of it.
All of it.
Absolutely. And then, my last question. I have one more question for you here, too. We can get back in this. I wanted to know, and I'll even share it, too. We can ask each other the same question. What, in your music, when you're writing your music, because the movies speak for themselves, but the music, what message are you trying to, like, convey to the fans? Even, like, on in concert or through your music, what's your message you're trying to get to them?
If you were to lay out everything lyric-wise or musical-wise, whatever, I have everything from beginning, from anger up into complete joy and happiness, because it's a roller coaster ride we're all on. There's just these fucking highs, and then there's these lows, and just depending on where I'm at or what I want to say at the moment. So I don't think there's an overall message. It's just how I feel at the time.
Okay.
And when I'm writing the heavier stuff, it's going. I'm like, fuck you, I'm gonna kill you, whatever I'm feeling. Yeah, I'm gonna beat you in the ground. That's what comes out naturally. And then I'm writing the acoustic or on the piano, this beautiful thing, and I'm writing about love or this love that I found or this happy moment. And, it's going to touch certain people certain ways. And I love it, the diversity of people's tastes,
Yes.
It's what makes the world go around. So these songs that are acoustically done and they're kind of got this beautiful vibe and singing about a girl or whatever it is or a love, it's going to grab these people. It's not going to hit the Slayer fans at all,
Right.
Or the metal fans. It might. And then, the other side of it that I'm doing the heavier stuff is going to grab these people. I'm really excited about doing that because a lot of people don't know that side of me. They know, like you said, oh, you're the cover guy. Let's talk about your originals.
Right.
Right away, it's, oh, this is the guy that sings all the covers. In the 80s, I was called the 80s guy, too. And I'm not an 80s guy, but I played one, and it was very successful. But I never bought a Poison album. I never bought, Cinderella. I never listened to all those bands with the big hair and the shit that I dressed like. But it is what I got into, and that's what I'm known for. So I'm excited to break out with some stuff. They go, wow, is that him? I didn't think he could do that or write that type of stuff. So, I don't know if there's some people have an overall message. It's just life's got a lot of good and a lot of bad, jacked up things. I'm just writing about all of it through my eyes.
Yeah,
or
nailed that.
What I see.
Yeah,
what about you?
I'm probably right on the same lines. It depends on what's going on, how I'm feeling, what message is going to come out today. I want everyone to have a good time. I want them to come and relax. Rather than listening to it, I want them to get into it, enjoy it, interpret it any way they want. If it's an uplifting piece to me, I hope it's uplifting to them, and maybe be sad to them. I don't know. It just depends. I get feedback that's bizarre. Everybody hears it differently.
Right.
I've never heard anybody come up to me and give me the same input on the same song. It's always different. So when I am performing, I just want to give everyone that fun, comfortable. We're all at ease. You can open up, dance, throw yourself around, or sit there and watch. Just be comfortable and have fun.
Have a good time.
Forget about what's going on. Leave everything at the front door. Come on in and just enjoy the band. Enjoy the just get yourself. Let yourself just go away for a while.
Yeah.
And just let us take care of you for a little bit.
I think or even if they're having a bad day and they walk into the place like that, I feel like. I love looking at the pictures of the show because I can see people in the crowd and I see them with a smile or them going, look what the fuck he's doing, and then when they walk away going, wow, I just felt like I was back in the 80s or I was whatever the show was. Sure. I felt like I was watching Motley Crue. I felt like I was watching.
Then I want them to leave in a good mood and
happy.
Have the rest of their night be good because they, I want them humming the song in their head. Maybe it makes them feel good the rest of the night, whatever. But that's how it goes.
I do think a lot of the music like that. I mean, a lot of performers. I know you have kind of the inward energy, the look at me guys, sometimes.
Right.
But a lot of them, I think, try to do that. Is pleasing people. You want to...
That's our job.
Make them happy. You touch them.
That's our
and say,
job,
hey, have a good fucking day today.
Any good entertainer worth their salt knows it's about them. It's their show. You're there to entertain them, and you're having fun and loving what you're doing. But it's about them. Without them, we don't have a show. We don't have anything.
Play to the wall.
Right.
Might as well sit in the living room and play.
So
that's true.
That's crazy. Well, we got to wrap this up, Tony.
Yeah.
It was great having you on here. I could talk to you all day.
Oh, thanks for having me.
And we'll have you on again. And I know you and I have a lot of stuff we're doing in the future here together, so we'll have to share that with everybody as we do it. And then your stuff and my stuff and our stuff and all that. So you come back anytime you want, man. The door's always open for you. And it was great having you. I can't thank you enough for joining me.
Oh, man. Thank you for asking me to do this. I really appreciate that.
Is there anything you want to say to anybody before time bomb or anything?
I just want to say to everybody, who has supported everything that I've done, from the fans and have supported me by purchasing, whether it's a calendar, a CD, or whatever. I mean, thank you so much. It's humbling to have somebody do that, to purchase it, and to purchase something from you and say, wow, look, I got it on my wall now. And I'm like, wow, that's a really cool thing to have. And then everybody else that I've worked with, I got to give out a huge thanks to everybody who has not only helped me musically in bands with me, working together, and also in the films. I got to give a plug out to Good Stew, which is another production company here that has helped me. Sun Studios. They've Chris at Sun Studios has been great. I started out on this Dark Side of Opulent 2 is the name of it. It's a trilogy that a man named George put together. I went in there just to help pass out water and stuff, and I said, I just want to see another production. I've only done mine, and this is a bigger production, so I want to see what it's all about. Turns out I ended up helping them read for people that weren't there. Next thing I know, bam, 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 I'm up the ladder, and now I got a supporting role, a great role in the film. So to all these people that, I wouldn't be doing these films without them.
Awesome.
Just like doing the shows and the music without the fans. Or
without them, you're without.
I'm just by myself.
Right.
So what good is that? I having all the band members, the producers that I'm talking to, and my son's taking lessons from a gentleman right now, amazing guitarist. Yeah, it's kicking ass, and I'm not going to mention any names, but there's just a lot of good people that help me along, and hopefully I can give back to them. And it's just a two-way street type thing. So
awesome.
All I can do is give a big shout out to everybody, and you know who you are. Everybody I talk to and I work with and give you big hugs and all that, it's for you.
Very good. Guys, has been Tony Noyes on James C. Stark Radio, sitting right here with Jim. I had to say that just to piss him off. See if anybody caught that. It's Noyes. It's spelled Noyes, but it actually is Noyes. Tony Noyes, and he makes a lot of noise. It's really awesome. But having him on here has been great. You guys have a great day. Tune in again next time, and just keep listening. We'll have music and stuff and interviews as always, and keep sending me your stuff. Again, you guys, if you want to be on the show, contact me, 623-910-0265. Again, that's 623-910-0265, or email me your MP3s and your bios to Jim Starke, JimStarke. Make sure that E's on there, at yahoo.com. Jim Starke at yahoo.com. Without the E, you make me feel naked. You already know that. So you guys have a great day. I'm out.